Oh my gosh, yeah, there's someplace. Sorry.
I didn't go over there and look. I didn't see anything.
In and out that door, so.
Yeah, no, they're in my pile here, sorry.
Okay, no, that's fine. I apologize.
That.
Boy, down my back, I really got hammered.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, she said, and we knew we should go to the basement, their basement is finished, but she said, we just couldn't, she said, these massive trees, just up in the air. She said, because they live close to a cemetery down there that had lots of probably 100-plus-year-old trees, and I don't know if they have a one left. But she said all they lost was their fence and up and over their house and.
Oh, Cheryl's so organized compared to me. I had agendas sitting, but funny feeling that mixed up. Get this going. Oh, it is going, sorry. Okay. Sarah is here. Let me take notes. I might have to run to the office to get my print, so okay, here she's back, and now I'm not going to be here.
I set it down to hand sanitizer. It's a communication station.
Oh, there you go.
Didn't have to go to my car.
Okay.
We were waiting on agendas, but we probably can go without agendas.
Yeah, it's pretty. Unfortunately.
Okay.
So call to order verification of meeting notice.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay, it was posted, yep, on the web. Approval of the agenda also moved.
I'll
Second,
second it.
all in favor?
Aye. Okay.
Okay. I'll have, are you ready?
Mhm.
I have 50476 and 50477 together, kind of just wondering if that's from the upper 90 leftovers.
Sorry, I'm on the wrong agenda.
One is the 16 Dell computers.
50476 and 450477. Okay.
One says 16 Dell computers and one says parts to Cisco for CBW government.
50472 50472
476.
That's only 4 in. 76. 16 Dell computers, yep, they are replacements. They're in, actually, before we get too crazy, I have this. What's left from upper 90.
I saw that on Cheryl's report.
Yeah, and what I did is I made, so the blue stuff is reimbursable. So this is from Cheryl's report, the top part.
Okay.
And then I did the bottom part. So the CDW, those two things are, the blue ones are reimbursable, 30 to 50%. I can't remember if they're gonna give it to us at 50 or 30, so I did 30
Because
Okay.
because of the grant.
because of the grant.
Okay.
And then strings, that's all 100% free.
Okay.
So we already spent $31.93 on that.
And I had strings on here later for a different amount for the wireless access points. I was going to ask about that too.
And that might be the question mark one.
Oh, okay. So the 31.93 I must have missed, or is that a different month?
It probably was a different month.
Got it. Okay. Okay. Got it.
So,
Okay.
so based on my calculations, We should have $22,953.66 left in the
Upper 90.
upper 90
I was
money.
gonna ask about that later, but I'll do that later.
So-
We're on this. Okay, so these two were from that upper 90 leftovers though.
Okay,
So
That's
on this top one, it says CDI Technology 75 Chromebooks. Is that different than the ones we were doing for the,
yes,
okay,
those we got last summer.
Yeah, I got questions on that too, but. we're
70.
good, So, okay,
4 and 70, 76. and
76 and 77, yeah.
Okay, so 75, 76. Barnett Electric,
No, 476 was CDI computer sales. That was the. Dell computers.
4750, 476.
I was ready to move on from those.
Oh, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
Because you gave us the paper that shows that it was
Yeah.
part of that
Got
money.
it. Thank you,
So we
sorry.
got both of
That's
those questions answered.
Okay, then the next one is 50480 to Frontline Technologies Group. It's $3,365.69, and it says absence and substitute management.
That is exactly what it sounds like. It's for 3365.
And 69 cents.
So what it is a Frontline Technologies is our substitute teacher login thing.
That's
So
the
that-
online thing where you say, hey, we need a sub, and it goes out to the subs,
Yes.
and then they answer yes or no.
Yes.
So this is like an annual like membership or subscription?
Yeah,
or what?
it's a annual fee.
Annual fee, that's good enough. Okay. Okay, the next two, I don't really have questions on, but I just want to bring them up at the board meeting. The one is 50522. The reason I want to bring it up is because it's $45,292, and I think people need to know how big our expenses are. It's just for insurances, various
Right,
insurances.
right.
don't
I
have a
have that one
question on
down
it.
too.
Yeah.
Right.
We
We don't have a choice.
I don't have a question, yeah, but I want to say that out loud and put it as a matter of record in front of everyone that, hey, this is
Yep.
something we have to pay every year.
Yep, so
So,
yeah, it's huge.
and then, yeah, so then, 50530, sources of strength, $5,000, is that for Kyle Lang's training?
That is for Kyle Lings, and it will be reimbursed out of the grant.
Out of the grant, yeah, that, I
Yep.
had that question mark that it was grant coverage.
Grant.
Yep.
And I do want to bring that up at the board meeting because, everyone's really, everyone's stressed out and everything, and I just want people to know that we have someone in the building who's knowledgeable about sources of strength, and since we're spending all this money on sources of strength, I would like for us to use it.
Yes.
So that's why I want to bring that one up
I
at the
got some
meeting
really
too.
good stuff to share with you guys later, but
Awesome, okay. Then I had, and we sort of touched on this a bit, but 50531, Strang Heating Electric, it says wireless access points. The reason I want to bring this one up at the board meeting is because I just want people to understand that we're doing what we can for the families that don't have good internet. I just want to bring that up so it's public too. So I don't really have a question about it, but.
Okay.
All right, Linda, that was all I had. Did you have anything else?
I just had, so the 50512 to Amazon Capital Service, we had a shelf and then the hand sanitizer. Is that some of our money, COVID money? One was for $949.50 and the other was for $795.
probably.
Because one is a hand sanitizer station.
Yep, we
The other
bought,
one was like a 3-tiered shelf of some sort.
I don't know what the second
Okay.
one was.
yeah, because that matches the amount, that $795 that we talked about buildings and grounds.
Okay.
Okay,
and then
okay,
I
all right,
tried not to
okay.
buy anything without you guys knowing,
We
so.
Okay.
looked at several different, and Ron will give you
Stand-
that,
oh.
several different things for hand sanitizer stations.
Yep.
And then hand wash stations.
Yeah.
The 3
Because-
shelf utility carts are for food service, those 3.
Okay, okay.
To take
And we
lunches
did-
to rooms and stuff?
Yes, to take the food around.
Yeah, okay.
And then we got 6 hand sanitizing stations. Just put your hand under and it squirts the stuff, so they're portable.
And so all of that can come out of the COVID money, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And then we talked about, we're shutting down 4 water
Yep.
faucets. So,
So it's a bottle fill only?
yeah,
Yep.
and so we were looking for some new hand wash stations. Well, all the portable ones, you have to bring water to them and then take the dirty water out. Well, she found some really nice ones that the hand wash, or the water fountain pops off and the hand wash station pops on, so we can use the plumbing.
Oh, that's
So then we can
neat.
store the other ones, so we'll have 3 more. So we'll
Okay.
be able to utilize those places as hand
Right.
wash places, so.
Perfect.
that is, will be really nice.
Yeah.
I actually told another school about that and they were pretty excited. It's a great idea.
Along those same lines, I don't know if anybody saw it there was a picture on Facebook, and Michelle Longshell is doing it and Heather Owen is doing it, but you take half-gallon milk jugs and cut the top off, and then they use like a zip tie to tie it to a kid's desk, that way they can bring the water in and just store it there, the water bottle.
Oh,
Since they can only do the bottle filling things right now,
Mhm.
they want to encourage their kids to do that, so I don't know if you're gonna mention that to other teachers, but.
okay,
All right, was that all you had then, Linda? Steve, did you
That's
have
all I
anything
have.
else?
Nope.
Okay,
okay.
okay, so I don't have an agenda, so moving along.
Sorry.
But that's okay.
I'm on the board. No, wait, I'm gonna go
I
back.
know
up.
we got a couple of things we wanted to talk about, but it's probably can't talk about without Cheryl here.
Asphalt and pavement
There you
needs
go.
and computer needs,
Mhm.
expenses relating to starting school and other financial matters as needed.
Okay.
So
So,
the asphalt and pavement needs, just so you know, Frank's been getting bids, and I have a whole pile that we can go through if you want to, but asphalt for the new parking lot and all the way around the bus lane to fix and fill and expand. And then we talked about the down low
yeah,
asphalt.
I wouldn't, Buildings and Grounds wouldn't recommend doing that this year, but the bus lane, you know, because it's
Right.
not really wide enough, and we talked about doing it.
Yep,
And the new parking lot,
yep.
the bids they had on that, and they went anywhere from, do you have them there?
29,000.
29,000 to 53,000, depending how thick you put it.
Yeah,
I suppose the thicker lasts longer.
And a lot has to do with how heavy of stuff you're running on it.
So the buses, the
They're not
themselves
that
aren't
heavy.
so heavy, are they?
It's a gamble. It's
Yeah.
really a gamble. It's what you want to do. Is the $53,000 and twice as thick better? Absolutely. Could we get by? The thing about blacktop though is if you put it down and it cracks, you can't just put 2 more inches over it then. Because they
Right,
call it
right.
reflectivity. So those cracks will come right back, will come up through
Because
the
then it
next one.
heaves with hot and cold, doesn't it?
It can, but the biggest thing is even if it doesn't heave, if it's a crack in this 2-inch layer, the 2-inch layer you put on top will crack too.
Right.
I
I get that, but I guess I was thinking, is it more likely to crack from heaving?
don't think so because that's packed so well.
Okay,
I don't think it's gonna go anywhere. It's just and the parking lot, it's just cars. So it's not that much, it's not that heavy.
But the snowplow could be harder on the,
Yeah, it's just really, the bus lane needs to be done. Because they would widen it out, so they would have like an extra 8 feet or 10 feet where they get on the bus now. There's kind of a little gravel area. And then the lane on this end is narrow, and then it gets decent here, and then the lane on that end. So that, we've always talked about doing that. The new parking lot would not have to be done, but my worry is when they go to plow that gravel is gonna be up on the bank or down in our drains.
I feel like 2 years ago when I first got on the board, we discussed this and we had approved to do it, but then nobody was available to do it, so I
Yeah.
mean.
The
we kind of
big
have-
discussion-
wasn't that talking about doing the whole parking lot?
Yeah, the big discussion we had was budget. With everything going on, do we have the budget to do it? We would highly recommend to do both those projects, just because it's the new parking is gonna be awesome. I don't know how we're gonna get them to park where we want to. We could paint lines on gravel, but
It's
it's
not
not,
gonna last.
I know. But that turned out way better than, we thought. It just laid in it way better.
So is this something that can be done before school? Is somebody on board to be able?
I don't know if we could do it before school, but I'm sure that they could do that. And we talked about that extra parking lot, they could, just not use it for a day or two, you know what I mean?
Right,
Do
right.
it. And then the bus lane, we talked about a day, just run the bus, say, hey, we gotta just load and unload different, for a day, because that one would have to be painted. There wouldn't have to be anything done back there.
So here's a question, the upper 90 stuff is for capital projects, right?
Mhm.
So could we use this $23,000 toward that?
Well,
I mean,
there's,
if we wanted to.
I'm not sure, did
have
we
this earmarked
actually?
Somewhere else.
it did say that capital projects and or
Well,
technology.
and we have that fund, we put money away,
Fund 46,
Fund 46, we put some money in there.
but not a lot.
Not a lot, That was our only thing. If we knew that there was, some extra money left over, we would have, at Buildings and Grounds, we'd have said, absolutely, bring it to the board. But I said we should bring it to finance and talk about, you know,
Do we have this earmarked for something else? It's 23 grand.
well,
Yeah, we do.
we have 22,000.
Yeah.
We had 18 we talked about for the computers for the little guys, you know,
Yeah.
and we
Is that,
we
is that
cannot
these
get
two,
those.
the Acer or the HP?
Yeah,
When
we
we get
could
to
not.
other financial matters, I want to discuss that.
We got to those, we will talk about it now, because
Okay.
the ones
Yeah.
we'd approved was like 18,000 something, we cannot get those.
They're gone.
They're gone.
Okay, well, here's what I want to know. Is this an either or thing or these quotes?
I don't know, I'd have to see them. I know,
One of
One
them
is
is,
the Acer, I'm gonna print a couple.
so when
and this one's HP.
we
But
talk,
the HPs are like $70 cheaper per unit, so I'm wondering,
but.
These are 25 Chromebooks to fill in holes of broken Chromebooks from last year, and so we don't have any extra
The
Chromebooks right now.
The HPs. are-
So this is just a $6,000
So this one,
Chromebooks, that's almost an annual expense.
tablets.
yeah, this one we talked about, they want a touch screen for the little ones down there, they wanted 75. And we looked at two, and we said, okay, let's go with the tab, the Samsung
Okay.
tab, remember we talked, there, you can't get them, not at all. And so these Acers, our guy has them, Adam's guy that he works with has them. And we had approved 18,000 for those 75. And they're gone. So at Buildings and Grounds, we got Adam on, and he said, you know, we said, will do everything? Yep, they'll do exactly what we need. We have the whole package. They have the case, they have the licensing fees, they have the whatever. That's the total cost. And so we did the math, and we could buy 60 of them for the 18,000 we'd already approved, 18,500. So we told them to go ahead and get them, and then at the board meeting, we would talk about the
Getting the
difference.
other 50.
Because he said he thought that he would hold the other 15 until we had our meeting, knowing that we were already buying the
Which
60.
grades are we covering with 60?
K through 2,
K through 2.
75 of them.
Mhm.
That gives us about 3 extra.
And then the other grades do the Chromebooks?
The other grades would have Chromebooks.
The Chromebook is, we didn't talk about that, but the
No, we did not
Chromebook
talk about the
must be, that
Chromebooks.
must be just kind of general maintenance.
Yep,
just-
that's just kind of keeping up.
Yep.
And
Well,
we're-
So
we have-
how did we fare with the Chromebooks going home and coming back? Did
Um,
most of them come back in pretty decent shape?
most of them came back in pretty decent shape. We did lose 2. Dropping, somebody stepped on one or
Did
something.
we have contracts signed that the parents would?
We don't charge parents for anything.
Okay.
It's in our
I
policy,
know, but
it's in our tech policy that they're supposed to pay for any damage.
Yeah, but we know for a fact that one of them were like, well, the family doesn't have any money to pay
Okay.
for it.
Okay.
And then the second one happened, we went, well, we had to charge one family, so. I kind of consider it as part of doing business, when you have Chromebooks, you're just gonna get hooked
Well,
up.
then we might as well take it out of our tech book. Because if we're gonna put a policy out there, we're not gonna follow it, then there's no point in having it out there. Because I understand what you're saying, and I don't wanna be heartless.
No, I get it.
But I mean, it's like making a rule and then saying, you can follow it if you want to, or you don't have, what's the point?
Yeah, I get you.
But now we're going into a new, if for some reason we'd have to do all virtual now, that was kind of a very fast forward.
Mhm.
I mean, I think we need to keep it, and I think families do need to be responsible.
Oh, I agree, but I'm saying if we're not going to, what's the point in having it in the policy?
Yeah. Because.
My copper always said, practice is policy, so
Exactly.
if you do something consistently against policy, that's the new policy.
Also, word gets out, those two families are like, yeah, we broke a Chromebook, we didn't get charged.
Yeah.
Just saying,
So-
word gets around.
If we do go to all online, or we're talking one day, we just need to make sure that
Right,
it will
that
be
they're-
strictly enforced this year.
Yeah.
Mhm. But, so on the Acers, the 18,000 whatever was already approved.
Yep.
And that was coming out of the initial, so we just have to talk about the
So-
other,
Touch screens
their touchscreens.
they're trickier and they're more fragile, and
Yeah.
I'm wondering if are we putting protective cases and stuff
Yeah,
on
they
these?
come with
too?
cases.
Yep.
They come with a warranty, they come with the licensing, everything that you needed. Adam said that actually these were $80 more than the the Samsung tab that we were looking at.
Yeah.
But he said, actually, we probably would have been up around 320 with the Samsung tabs by the time we got cases, licensing. You know,
These
this,
come with all that.
this comes with all that.
Yeah,
That's why we
if
asked
you
him.
read
Yeah, I
number
see
3, it
says
talks
drop
about,
tech rugged case.
yeah, gumdrop tech and,
Yeah.
you know, it's like they are designed for the younger, so it looks like the case, they made it more shock absorbing and.
So I have another question. Do we, depreciate this, do we depreciate the value of these every single year?
That I don't know.
Because if it's not a depreciating asset, it might almost be worth it to lease these things. I'm just throwing it out there. I don't know, we'd have to ask Cheryl. If we're depreciating it, then we can take the loss that way, but if we're not, I don't know.
Okay.
Just,
I can ask.
that was a question actually that Brett asked me. Do you sign this off as a depreciating asset? And I'm like, I don't know. And he's like, because if you're not, you might want to lease them. Just something to look into. If we can
Okay.
save some money, why not?
Mhm.
But. Okay, I thought this was an either or thing here, and I was wondering why they're 25 to 1 and 75 would be. Why would we go with
The 25 ones are really
Why
awesome.
would we go with $70 more expensive? That was my question. Okay,
Yep.
what else do we have on the agenda?
Also on the agenda, and let me double click on this agenda. So we talked about asphalts, computers, expenses related to starting school. So we have the sinks that are open on the board agenda. They have, shoot, I was gonna make copies of those. I'm really
That would be
sorry.
COVID money.
Yep, that's COVID money.
Did we get that walk-through thermometer thing yet, or?
It's ordered.
not-
It's
okay.
ordered, coming from
One thing I
China.
would caution everybody on
Coming from China, that's.
I know.
is that people are gonna start realizing this really quick if we haven't, that everything we order, don't believe it until you see it.
Yep.
Because so much stuff is hit in the supply chain now, you know, that they weren't able to do.
Yep.
Everything that we get, don't.
All you need proof of is to walk through Walmart, until the supply
Yeah,
chains are having
exactly.
issues.
Until
Yeah.
it gets here, we, you know.
Yeah.
I
But with
would,
that walkthrough for that front door, we're gonna have to have a backup plan if it's not in.
Yes, we have quite, we did. we
that's
have
what I'm
bought
saying.
quite a few
Everything we do, we
models.
need to make sure we have a backup plan because I don't believe it.
Until
You know,
it
the
shows up.
old, you know, we're used to ordering, yeah, it's gonna be here. I don't know how many things we've had. You order them and then a week later you get oh,
Sorry, can't do it, yeah.
These
So,
are
we wanna make sure we're
things we talked about.
thinking about what happens if we, like, that would be a big one. That would throw a wrench in our plan.
Yeah, and yeah, we'll need that to have like 3 people standing there.
Mhm.
So go to one more page.
It's the last page, I
It's
think.
the last page.
Yep.
Those are the ones we were talking about.
Oh, okay.
So they literally go over the water fountains.
But if you look at them, they're the same price or less than the other ones that you gotta mess around with taking water. You gotta take water to them and then you gotta take dirty water away.
Right, okay.
So,
Yeah, this is
And
us.
will they be in the exact place we want them? No, because they gotta go over water fountain. But
Yeah.
you can at least, you know what I mean?
Right.
They're gonna be in
Correct.
4 more, like, we talked about, do we really need one between the 2 bathrooms out here? Well, if the kid don't have to go into the bathroom,
It'd be great,
he
yeah.
he can just wash his hands instead of going in the bathroom and congregating more, so. Yeah,
or would it make sense to buy a bottle filling water fountain there? I don't, we don't know. So,
yeah, we'll just
So
have to see.
do we have, that's what I was going to ask. So we have
One,
this one here.
There's one in the elementary.
Yeah.
There
In
is?
the elementary.
Okay,
So
okay.
There's one by the door and there's one by Jenna Alt's room.
yeah, and the one by Jen Alstrom, is there a regular water fountain beside it too?
yeah,
So where would
Because
the
we were
middle
thinking there's
school
two
kids
places.
go to fill
They're
their
right side
water
by
out?
side.
that's, Frank and I had that discussion today. The
We
water-
talked about that in buildings and grounds. The only place where there isn't a regular water fountain and a bottle full of side by side is by the bathroom. Because out here, you know, between these 2 bathrooms, there is one. There's
And in
two.
the elementary by Mrs. Huffer's room, those little bathrooms,
Yep,
there's not a bottle.
So this one right out here, that wouldn't be so bad for the middle school to.
Right, there are,
That's
the nice part
close.
about
They
those
didn't
is
have
that,
to cut all, they don't have to cut all the way across. Okay, so there
and
is
those
one.
2 sinks are the round ones that 3 people can wash their hands at, but their heads are all within 2 feet
Yeah, in the bathrooms.
in the bathroom. So both of the boys and the girls have the round one sink. So really only one person can wash their hands at a time. So putting one over here makes sense.
Mhm.
Middle school, I'm not 100% sold on because we could get a water bottle filler, which would be used a lot in the middle school, and there's 2 sinks in each bathroom, far enough apart. Not quite 6 feet, but we're not in the same sink that way.
Right.
So,
Are we gonna block off in the round sinks, block off the 4 faucets that are in the middle and closest to each other somehow, and just have the outside ones working, so they have to distance to wash their hands, or no?
I think
Or is
they
it
only
even-
have 2, I
it's
think
even
there's only
possible?
3.
There's 3 in the men's.
Yeah, I'm saying there's 3 on each, oh, there's only 1 sink in there.
Yeah,
There's
so
one.
there's
Yeah,
like
no,
1,
okay. I see,
2,
yeah.
3.
I was thinking there were 2.
What I would do is I would, like on a lot of things, I'd put like an X on it,
Mhm.
and then if they use it, they use, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that
And
makes
at
sense.
least
It's a visual
at least we're
perfect.
saying, hey, don't use these, and if they do,
Yeah.
they,
No, that makes sense.
Yep.
you know.
Okay, so
Okay,
yeah, I like
so-
these.
And there's a 4 to 6.
And my-
window on it.
Yeah, my guess is that we need to get this order in,
Yes,
because this will be the next thing that'll be
Yeah.
gone.
And the other ones, the previous pages, there's.
Because I think Riverdale did this. Because some of the staff was so upset when they went in and all the water fountain things were all torn out, and they're like, what in the heck are they doing? We just put those in, you know, and everything.
Yeah,
But I bet anything, this is what's going in there.
So these are all the portable ones. All right, do you want to keep this to give to other board members then when? Because
we can make copies, the guys already got them.
I would say we
Randy,
do-
Randy,
we
Ron,
need
and
to,
I have
'cause
seen
I-
them, so.
I
it'd be
approve, so.
yeah.
Okay,
You wouldn't
so
make
the only other thing, and I
Yes.
forgot this on the board agenda,
Yeah, good
it's
one.
not, it's my week for forgetting. So we did get Brooke Happel's office stuff set up. It's not on for approval at the board level, but just so you're aware, we have a $1,200, $2,300 Mr. Happel sent as a, for the carpentry and electrical, $1,500, and then there's another one, $1,350 for the electrical. Flooring is $650, and the Ash Creek Plumbing and Heating, which is the Precision Control, would have hired them to do the ductwork, so it's not as inexpensive as we thought it was going to.
Where is she gonna go? Where is it gonna go? The office?
In between.
In between the office, so what we would do, the door between the 2 offices would become her office door,
Okay,
and we'll build a wall. So when you go around the wall, you look and there's a wall with a sink, and the big safe is here, and there's a sink and a microwave there. And we'll take that out and we'll build a wall 6 or 8 feet
so
this
you
way.
walk around her office to.
It'll cut
We'd
off
have to go
that,
through her office.
it will, our 2 offices would no longer be joined.
Okay, so
You
they
have
have to go around to go, they can't go through her office. If she's HR, she needs privacy.
Yeah.
So
That's what we're.
There'll be the side towards
she can
the,
get into both places, but we
No,
can't have
no,
traffic.
no,
No,
she-
okay.
she would have to come out to where she is now and
Okay,
go out
and
that
then
door
go
to
into
go
the
around.
office.
And the office would be able to go and go through to like where,
That's Chris's office.
yes,
Right.
but they
okay.
wouldn't be able to come into,
That'll just be all closed off.
that'd
I got
be
it,
one
okay.
wall, and basically, the stuff that's on this wall just gets slid over.
And then Sarah will be in Brooke's current desk.
Correct.
Got it, okay.
So
Okay,
I
And
didn't put
there's
in
some of
this-
that stuff that's in there that, the cabinets that are up on top, we're gonna get moved over to other wall, the floor thing. So there's like a sink and cabinets is going down to the old concession in the old gym, because that one's completely falling apart, so we're gonna reuse a bunch of that.
that's nice, okay.
So,
And the safe is staying,
Because what else are you gonna do with it?
well, there's more stuff in there than that they realized.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
once we got in there, we
So
started
the old
digging around.
safe isn't going up for sale.
No.
It's going like 15 feet that way,
Yeah.
if they can move it.
Oh my gosh.
If you talk to Frank, tell him my pallet jack will not work.
Okay.
It's too wide.
Okay.
Yep, so, and the wheels are in there sideways, we're pretty sure that they put it in there and then put the counter
They
in.
did.
Okay, geez.
You'll have to see it when you walk by there next time,
So I'll
walk
have to
through.
take that
Yeah.
out first and then move the safe. All right, was there anything else? We're almost done.
No, that was it.
We're good. All right, motion to adjourn.
Make that motion.
Okay.
Linda, 1 second.
Yes, I'll second.
All in
Mrs.
favor?
Peterson, all right. I
You have
have to,
agendas for.
So what I was
No, but I
gonna
can't
ask,
print
so
either,
we're
so I'm
up
gonna
to
go get it.
like 102 or 104 in COVID money. It was the 40 and then was that 62?
We're at 100,000.
We're at 100.
At
Okay.
least 100. It's a smidge more, but, oh, I think I'm
I think like 105.
And so this figure down here, this 22,953 is the least or that it would be. Just in case some of these were at 50%, right? Which she
Absolutely.
didn't know,
You're
so
absolutely
that's,
Yes.
it could end up being a little bit more.
So really on the stuff
Hi, how are you? I'm good, how are you?
that we have is,
But I wanted to isn't out there yet, so I suggested that. Do you have any food?
I'll give you a buzz.
generally, we can put some chairs down over here. The
Okay.
board members usually are right through here.
Okay.
The only thing, Linda, really the only thing we've got to find,
No, yeah, but this one, since we can't use
Hello, how are you?
if you want a comfy chair, you can take one of those.
Whatever is.
Put this all over, with- put our, so we don't have to do
That's
the extra.
within what I would accept.
Water. So anyway, you can take that and look at it, because building and grounds have it, and we
Got
have
some
it.
mask in for the free, I
So
know
the-
it's math, but it doesn't.
The, Linda, the only thing we're really looking for money for is the pavement. Yeah, and that's why we,
You kind of done both ways. If you throw it in a washing machine, do not put it in towels and
Well, we
buses.
have buses.
Buses.
I think we use it.
We use it for the buses. Yeah. And that's what we said, if we hadn't done that, but we all agreed that was a good thing done, you know, the buses. You know, that wasn't like that, so just spend it.
Oh, right.
So,
Yes.
yeah, so that's why we didn't make a, you know, recommendation for the blacktop payment.
Oh, yeah.
We wanted to kick it to finance first, but I never even thought that with Shirley gone,
Oh.
so we really couldn't get it.
Shoot, I had a question for somebody.
But there is, not but, you know, if we've got another 67,000 coming in COVID money, the 25,000 that we're spending on the computers
When is it?
could easily go under COVID money. You know, because that's the idea when we talked about it the other night was what happens if we have to go all, you know, but, you know, all virtual. And with Schoology now, the little ones, you know,
Right,
So-
you gotta have that. Yeah, that's, yeah.
so they said no in finance.
I know where you live. And we're there at yours.
The pastures, the books.
I did have a lot of questions, but
Yeah.
You did? Weren't you at the other meeting?
No, because there's two, looks like two different, like two opposing bids. One is for replacement Chromebooks.
I was like, why is one for 25 and
She's
one for
getting us
75?
agendas if that's what.
Nobody's got it.
Nobody
Nope.
has one.
Yeah.
How many did, the 75?
Yeah.
So I saw here today. If we, think about little ones, like, that doesn't include 4K, there's 31 4K too, to think about the next one, maybe.
Yeah.
Because the reality is, right?
Yeah.
It's coming down the pipe.
Anything down by, you know, right?
Yeah, I don't know the answer, but
Like he,
That is a
well,
big
he's got
floor, too.
camps, but he
30.
also was running the
31, I
RTC
think.
Madison regional training, which is a big deal. As a result, reviews, food trucks.
See if anything prints it.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, yeah. You know him.
To end this Zooming and just go to the next one.
What's he leaving? Leaving Wisconsin.
Yeah, I mean, I like him.
What is it called or what?
Well, the regional training center,
RTC.
RTC.
Yeah.
Yeah.